Welcome back to our channel, soap fans. Today is a beautiful day to dive into the scandalous, secret-filled world of Fairmont Crest. We have some absolutely explosive tea to spill regarding the upcoming episodes, and trust me when I say you will want to brace yourselves. The drama we are about to unpack is going to leave you entirely breathless and begging for more. The moment we have all been waiting for is finally upon us, and I can hardly contain my excitement. The epic, highly anticipated crossover event between Beyond the Gates and The Young and the Restless is slated to air on Friday, June 5, and it promises to be a television spectacle unlike anything we have ever witnessed. Fairmont Crest is about to collide with the titans of Genoa City, and the resulting shockwaves will permanently alter the landscape of our favorite daytime drama. We are talking about massive power plays, devastating emotional reckonings, long-buried secrets rising from the ashes, and a literal life-or-death shootout that will leave blood on the streets. Grab your favorite beverage, find a comfortable seat, and let us unpack every single jaw-dropping moment you can expect from this monumental collision of soap opera royalty. Let us start with the sheer glitz, glamour, and terrifying power dynamics unfolding at the Dupree mansion. Vernon Dupree is pulling out all the stops, preparing to host the absolute biggest, most opulent fundraising gala in the entire history of Fairmont Crest. He wants to project an image of untouchable wealth and stability, but we all know the Dupree family is currently standing on a house of cards. Enter the legendary Victor Newman. Yes, the mustache himself is making his grand entrance into Fairmont Crest, acting as Vernon's most powerful ally and financial backer. The sheer presence of Victor Newman is enough to make the local rivals and social climbers quake in their designer boots. Victor's arrival brings an unimaginable influx of capital, instantly elevating the fundraiser into a global event. But if there's one thing we know about Victor Newman, it is that he possesses the predatory instincts of a seasoned fox. He does not just look at the champagne and the smiles, he looks at the shadows. Almost immediately, Victor's piercing gaze zeroes in on the deep fracturing cracks within the Dupree family's foundation. He keenly observes Anita Dupree. While Anita has recently been cleared post-chemotherapy and is trying to put on a brave face for high society, Victor can see the lingering fragility. He knows about her recent, humiliating public collapse at the country club following that vicious confrontation with Leslie Thomas. Victor knows that a wounded queen makes the entire kingdom vulnerable. In a chilling private moment away from the flashing cameras and the clinking glasses, Victor delivers a cold, calculated warning to Vernon. He looks his friend dead in the eye and tells him that the most dangerous enemies are not the ones attacking from the outside, they are the ones sleeping right down the hall. Is Victor sensing the looming threat of Leslie Thomas's relentless plotting, or is he perhaps picking up on the sinister, poisonous aura of Haley Hamilton, who is currently actively trying to unalive Bill? The fundraiser instantly transforms from a charitable celebration into a high-stakes political chessboard. Every smile is a weapon, every handshake is a trap, and the reputation of the entire Dupree dynasty is hanging by a thread. Will Vernon heed Victor's warning before his empire crumbles from within? Meanwhile, across the room, the pressure is mounting to an unbearable degree from Martin Richardson. Martin has been tasked with the monumental responsibility of hosting the illustrious Abbott family from Genoa City. Welcoming Jack Abbott and his kin is an opportunity of a lifetime, a chance for Martin to solidify his own status and cement his legacy among the absolute elite. The crossover of these two aristocratic families brings a dazzling, intoxicating atmosphere to the event, but for Martin, the pressure is suffocating. He is desperate to ensure everything is flawless, hoping this alliance will elevate him beyond his wildest dreams. However, the universe has a funny way of ruining perfectly laid plans. The carefully curated elegance of the evening is suddenly shattered by the messy, unpredictable reality of teenage heartbreak. The Abbott family unknowingly walks right into the emotional crossfire of Tyrell Richardson Smith and Jessica Harris's devastating breakup. As we know, Tyrell recently lost his virginity to Jessica, only for her to abruptly dump him due to her anxieties about maintaining a long-distance relationship. Tyrell is walking around the gala with a shattered heart, and his raw, unfiltered emotions begin to bleed into the sophisticated Abbott gathering. But the real bombshell of the night does not come from the teenagers, it comes from the patriarchs. In a quiet, secluded corner of the venue, Martin and Jack Abbott engage in a deeply private, intensely charged conversation. As the two men trade stories of their pasts, a shocking revelation comes to light. They uncovered dark, unsettling similarities in their personal history's secrets that Martin has spent years desperately trying to bury beneath his polished exterior. Jack's legendary playboy past and corporate ruthlessness seemingly mirror a chapter of Martin's life that he never wanted to see the light of day. This revelation threatens to shatter the fragile, artificial peace Martin has meticulously constructed in Fairmont Crest. What exactly did Martin do in his past that aligns so closely with the scandalous history of Jack Abbott? And will this secret inevitably destroy his relationship with his family? While the elite are sipping champagne and trading secrets, a heartbreaking, desperate confrontation is unfolding in the shadows of the hospital grounds. Grayson Perez is a man drowning in his own deceit, and he is desperately seeking forgiveness from the one woman who might still care about him, Ashley Morgan. Grayson's web of lies has completely unraveled. Ashley recently discovered that he had been lying through his teeth about his mother's medical condition and his absolutely disastrous financial situation. Grayson corners Ashley, his eyes wide with panic and desperation, swearing up and down that he is a changed man. He begs for a second chance, promising to wipe the slate clean and start over. But Ashley is utterly paralyzed by grief and suspicion. How can she possibly trust him? Every time she looks at Grayson, she hears the haunting, protective warnings of her deceased ex-boyfriend, Derek Baldwin. Derek died a hero, taking a bullet for Jacob Hawthorne, but before he passed, he practically begged Ashley to see the massive red flags waving around Grayson. Ashley's heart wants to believe in redemption, but her mind is screaming at her to run. The tension reaches an agonizing boiling point when Ashley, trying to clear her head, accidentally overhears a terrifying exchange. Tucked away in a secluded corridor, right while the glamorous crossover party is happening nearby, Grayson is engaged in a vicious, aggressive argument with a ruthless debt collector. The sheer audacity of this criminal element infiltrating the hospital grounds leaves Ashley trembling. She realizes in that horrifying moment that Grayson is not just a liar, he is a magnet for severe life-threatening danger. Is Grayson truly remorseful? Or is he just trying to use Ashley's kind, grieving heart as a shield to protect himself from the violent sharks circling him? If Ashley makes the wrong choice tonight, she could lose not only her nursing career, but her very life. Will she finally cut ties with this walking disaster, or will she be dragged down into his terrifying abyss? As if the emotional turmoil and high society scheming were not enough, the underbelly of Fairmont Crest is about to explode into absolute bloody chaos. We are shifting gears from the sparkling chandeliers to the grimy, blood-stained concrete of the criminal underworld. Joey Armstrong, the casino owner who constantly plays with fire, is about to get burned. Joey and his cowardly lackey, Randy Parker, step into the darkest corners of the city for a clandestine face-to-face meeting with the ultimate boogeyman, the Impaler. Joey, fueled by his own massive ego and a false sense of control, genuinely believes he can negotiate with this monster. He thinks he can manage the fallout of the black market plasma ring and keep his own hands clean. But the moment they step into that warehouse, the temperature drops and the sheer suffocating malice of the Impaler becomes terrifyingly clear. The mastermind behind the plasma ring is infinitely more ruthless, sadistic, and deeply entrenched in the shadows than Joey ever comprehended. As the meeting spirals out of control, Randy Parker's already fragile nerves completely shatter. Randy is a survivor, a rat who will chew off his own leg to escape a trap. When he catches a glimpse of flashing police lights in the distance, undoubtedly the relentless PTSD-fueled Jacob Hawthorne closing in on his vengeful crusade, Randy makes a split-second, treacherous decision. He prepares to throw Joey directly to the wolves, planning to betray his boss to save his own miserable skin. But before Randy can execute his betrayal, all hell breaks loose. A deafening barrage of gunfire erupts, shattering the tense silence of the warehouse. Bullets tear through the air, sparking off metal and concrete as the true identity of the Impaler is mere seconds away from being exposed. Joey's thrown to the ground, surrounded by deafening noise and the smell of gunpowder. In this terrifying life or death crucible, Joey is forced to make an agonizing split-second choice. Does he sacrifice the treacherous Randy to buy himself enough time to escape into the night, or do they both go down in a hail of bullets, sinking into the abyss of their own criminal making? The shootout is chaotic, bloody, and entirely unpredictable. The entire criminal hierarchy of Fairmont Crest is hanging in the balance, and the fallout from this single night will trigger a massive, unstoppable war in the streets. Who will walk out of that warehouse alive, and who will be leaving in a body bag? I am absolutely losing my mind over the sheer scale of this episode. The collision of Fairmont Crest and Genoa City is delivering on every single front. From Victor Newman's icy warnings and Jack Abbott's shocking past connections to the heartbreaking reality of Ashley's grief and the terrifying, explosive shootout with the Impaler, this Friday's episode is guaranteed to go down in daytime television history. The stakes have never been higher, the secrets have never been darker, and the danger is literally knocking at the front door. You absolutely cannot afford to miss a single second of this masterpiece. What do you think Victor knows about the Dupree family's internal enemies? Will Ashley finally kick Grayson to the curb? And who is going to survive the wrath of the Impaler? Let me know your wildest theories, because next week is going to be pure, unadulterated chaos.